All right. Thank you, everyone. This is a run submission for Summer Games Done Quick 2026. My name is Leon Kennedy 411, and we're running a Chrono Trigger randomizer called Jets of Time. It's a really fun kind of open world RPG style, a la other things people have maybe seen, like Final Fantasy VI or Final Fantasy IV, where we start out with something called the Epoch, like a ship, and we get to run around to a couple different eras. And as we run around and get key items, some of those will open up progression to other eras in the game, or items for the characters. And we start with 2 characters and we get a couple more as the game goes on. So randomized characters throughout. The bosses are randomized as well, so when you go to different dungeons, the spot where, like, the dragon tank or Hecarim could be swapped to something like Giga Gaia. And some of those different pieces get swapped around all over the place. We'll talk a little bit more as we get into it, but as we get started here, I'd like to introduce our commentators. Did you want to say hello?
Oh.
Hello, hello.
Hi, I'm Lord Batsy. I've been playing Jets of Time for like close to 5 years now. Chrono Trigger is one of my favorite games, and I'm always happy to see this randomizer.
My name is Ceres Rose. You can pronounce Ceres however you like. I have been doing the randomizer for probably a little under a year at this point. Recently came from the Gato Cup, which was the Upstart event, and very excited to do some commentary today.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Thank you both so much for jumping in and helping tonight. Yeah, let's get started here. I'll count us in, and then we'll just we'll talk through things as we get going here. All right.
Perfect.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Okay, so one of the fun stipulations we're adding in for this run is, like a lot of kind of classic, if this works out for Games Done Quick, incentives for like naming characters is always a fun time. But what we're going to try to do instead of raising money to name characters, this would hypothetically be like a raise money to figure out which 3 characters I have to play as to beat the game. So Cerise and Batsy and I talked ahead of time and kind of just came up with some choices that the audience might pick, which was Magus, Frog, and Robo. So we've got 1. We start with 2. We got Frog right off the bat. We'll find a couple more decently quickly, and then some others might be hidden very hard to find. We'll just have to find out. So I'll let you guys take it off from here for a couple minutes.
Yeah, are we going to use those characters that we settled on for the Go mode portion?
Yes.
Of the run?
Yes, we're going to say that they are needed for beating the final boss. Like some bosses, depending, like need magic or need physical damage. So I'm allowed to swap, if necessary. Well, there's Magus. Okay. But yes, it'll be for Go mode.
All right. So we've checked Frog's burrow there, and Magus is down there. That's actually one of the character checks. You can peek pretty early in this randomizer. As Leon mentioned earlier, this is an open world Chrono Trigger randomizer where the player will move around the world in the winged epic, collecting characters and key items in order to open one of the 3 Go modes, which will ultimately take you through either Black Omen or Ocean Palace. And since we're looking for specific characters, we've just seen that Magus is down there in Frog's Burrow. That is the character check that's going to require fixing the broken Masamune sword. So we're going to have to get both pieces of it and get Magus out of the burrow.
What we're doing right in the beginning is some of the free checks and early looting and shopping. This snail stop, you can get a key item for 9,900 gold. In this case, it's a jerky, which is just a turn-in for a high-tier item, so it doesn't get us to a Go mode. And then there will be another check coming up that's another free key item. And the key items in this are, some of them get you access to more parts of the game, and others are used for unlocking one of the 3 Go modes. And Batsy, do you want to talk about those Go modes?
Certainly, yeah. So the 3 go modes we're looking at are first of all, Magus's Castle go mode. That go mode requires the repaired Masamune sword and Frog in the party. Now we're totally gonna see that go mode unlocked because we're playing a challenge that requires Magus, so we're gonna have to fix that sword, and we've already got Frog in the party.
Could be.
And indeed, the other go modes are a little longer. Okay, we got the Prism Shard off Carpenter. But the other go modes aren't as long as Magus's Castle. There's Tyranno Go mode, which requires the gate key to get to prehistory, and the Dreamstone and Ruby Knife to unlock the way to Zeal, where you can defeat Lavos via the Ocean Palace. And there's also the Black Omen Go mode, which takes you through the future via the Pendant. And with the Clone and the Chrono Trigger, you can beat Queen Zeal through the Black Omen and end the game that way instead.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing commentary for this game, just because you have so many different go modes you can talk about. One thing I love when we have races is you can have 2 people going completely different routes and spending the last 30 minutes of their run in totally different go modes. It can also help in a live setting sort of obfuscate some of the differences between 2 runners if one of them happens to be really far ahead. So I think it makes Jets a pretty safe run, at least as far as racing goes, for people at home.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. All right, so we're taking a fight here in Guardia Forest. We get a little bit of experience and tech points from that.
I should have had that guy hit the other one. There's a unique thing with every kind of blank slate of Chrono Trigger, where the second and fourth hits are always going to be crits, and that's just always true no matter what. So if you time those well and know the right things, especially in the earliest moments of grinding, you can make those characters hit the crits the way you want them to.
Yes, those crits are they come from the randomization seed of the game, which you might be familiar with, having speedrun some other contemporary games. But because this is a randomizer, every game of Chrono Trigger will start out as a fresh copy. You won't have save files on it, and thus it will always begin at the seed default, which will give you those critical hits in the very first fight that you encounter.
Okay. So
we got some usable techs from the first 2 techs. The first 2 techs are really important because learning more techs beyond the first 2 takes a lot longer, whereas you can get these first 2 right away. The Luca is one of my favorite characters to see starting off because she has so many AoE magic spells, which means you have a pretty high chance of getting some kind of magic damage, which is hard required for beating certain bosses and enemies. Frog is not as... Frog can be really great, but he's definitely a fan favorite. The main thing that he suffers from is his physical damage is not as high as you'd want it to be for something with a big sword. But there are a lot of options in the game to sort of Exodia him. Between the Hero Medal, which increases his damage, and the Grand Leon, which is his best weapon that you can get from a key item check, he can end up being a much more useful part of your party than you might initially expect. And he has good healing, and he's fast, and speed is everything in this.
Mm-hmm. That is absolutely true. While Frog is sometimes a character that is bypassed, if you get him set up, he's pretty good. So what we're doing here is Leon is going into the cathedral. This is a character check, actually. There's a character that you get at the front of the cathedral after defeating these Nagaets, and we'll see them in just a second. Unfortunately, they spread out in a pattern that wasn't conducive to bombing them all in one hit, but
That's
we
okay.
got through it. Yeah. And should we complete the entire cathedral with the boss in the back, there will be another character in Guardia Castle.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go back Cathedral just because we're definitely still looking for someone.
Absolutely. We got Marl here, which would be interesting normally. We know that she's not going to be in our final party. But we have seen the Prism Shard item, and that is an item that opens up the King's Trial quests, and you also need Marl to activate that.
Yeah, there are 3 characters in this game that gate checks or things like checks. Mage's Castle Go mode requires Frog as one of the quote-unquote key items. Robo locks the Desert Prism, or the Desert check, and Marl locks the King's Trial for the Prism Shard, and also the Sunstone turn-in. So finding Marl and Frog early is a pretty nice feeling. Although we may end up doing a lot more just because we have to hunt down all the characters that we need.
Mm-hmm. And one other thing I should say at the beginning of this is there's like a lot of randomizers, a bunch of different flags, there's a bunch of different settings, like there's a lot of different fun things you can do with this. What I'm doing for this marathon submission is doing something called our Gato Cup flag settings, which is kind of like the intro flags, the sort of like beginner flags to learn the game a fair amount. One of the things that means is that magic is unlocked. All the characters can learn all of their techs from the get-go as long as they just learn enough tech points. In kind of the more standard like race setting flags that we use, that's not true of all the characters. The ones who need it, like these 3, kind of the magic people that have to go talk to Specchio at the end of time, and Chrono, can only learn their first 3 techs, and that's it, until they go talk to Specchio. So it's a little bit of a different routing thing a lot of the times, but we're doing it for now a little bit for ease of time, but also as a kind of little bit of a promo of, hey, if anyone wants to learn, we have our little thing called the Gato Cup. Do one of you want to talk about that real quick?
Betsy, you're a mentor, so I'll let you talk about it.
Certainly. I've done mentoring in the Gato Cup a couple of times, but that is our beginners program. It's run periodically when we have enough signups, and what it is a little mini mentored tournament. You'll get paired with an expert at Jets of Time, and you can practice together, and all of your official runs, like your races, will be mentored as well. So you have that person on hand to, remind you of routing decisions and etc. And it's a great way to start learning this randomizer.
Yeah, as a mentee of the most recent Gato Cup, it was a huge help learning the game, and the community has just been so wonderful and helpful.
I might dip here and ask, since you guys are helping, teamwork, yay, what Marl's second tech here is, if I need to take an extra fight or not. Nope, that's not gonna matter. Yeah. Don't think so. All right, let's do some quick. Let's see.
Yeah, we talked, or I talked a little bit about Frog. But we can talk about Marl a bit too. She has, I would say, 3 techs that really make her shine. And thankfully, she learns her techs overall faster than other people. But because we're playing with tech learning order randomized, you can end up in a situation where she is not getting the stuff you need. So she's just kind of slow and not particularly useful. But if she has something like Ice 2, Haste, re-raise right off the bat, that's everything that you could ever ask.
Yes, for sure. And we should note that re-raise was fabricated for Jets of Time. We replaced Marl's Cure spell, Cure 1, basically, because she already has the Cure 2 spell. Given that the tech order is random anyway, we've decided we only really need 1 spell that does the same thing. So she now has a re-raise spell, which is definitely helpful sometimes.
And we'll see our boss randomization. So
yes.
Oh boy. What flavor is this?
Well, that's Mega Mutant.
That's better.
So that's the least threatening, usually, of the 3 mutants.
Can I slurp toss either of these?
I don't remember. This is Frog's slurp cut move, where he hooks something with his tongue and hits it. There are targets that he can't slurp cut. And there are also targets where he'll hook it with his tongue and he'll get brought in close and hit it with a sword. Yeah. But luckily, we've got Mega Bomb.
Speed tab.
Lovely. Yes. The good thing about having something like a mutant in the back of Cathedral is that the mutants being 2 parts have split hit points. So when you can hit both of them with Mega Bomb like that, you only need to hit half of the previous total here, which is 920.
Yeah, maybe Mega Bomb might have just been able to take out both at one shot. Might have just been the smarter call right off the bat.
I think it would have, yeah. But it's all good. That fight is over. And we're going to get another character up here. Now, based on our imposed character challenge, we're looking for Robo. But it could be Chrono or Aelid as well.
There he is.
Okay, there's Chrono.
We were real close to having Chrono on this team.
Yeah, there was a hot debate.
Let's check and see here. I'm just going to check what he's got right off the bat.
Another possible option for doing the character choice is we can roll a seed that will have the starting 2 characters and the front of Cathedral character match what we need for based on what the incentives have been. So if that's preferred to just run the whole seed with the same set of 3 that were bid on, that's also one way to do it.
I don't even have an accessory to switch off of him. Oh well, guess he's got the bandana for now. Oh, magic scarf.
Well,
great.
One.
I'm gonna give this to Luca for now. I think.
Yeah, that bandana gives +1 speed, and you really want. So speed is a huge thing in this game, and speed control, where you have the person who's going to be doing the most magic casts have the fastest speed, goes a really long way. You don't have to do as much menuing around. If Luca is casting your AoE screen clears and she has the fastest speed, you can just mash as soon as you go into every fight and knock it out. Otherwise, you're having to do some menuing back and forth, and you potentially give enemies extra turns to act. So we get speed tabs, which will permanently increase a character's speed, and it's not uncommon to see runners hold off on using them until later in the game, just because they want to keep their mage as the fastest character in the party for as long as possible.
All right, so Leon right now is visiting Melchior at the Millennial Fair, and in this randomizer particularly, Melchior always sells revives and shelters.
I'm gonna buy this.
And he also sells a mid-tier weapon for every character who needs one. And so we've picked up an Aeon Blade for Chrono, because Chrono's starting weapon, the wood sword, is really bad. Like it's even as starting weapons go. All right, we've pet the cat.
Very important.
So yes, our run has been verified.
Everyone put your cats in the chat. This is official. It's real now. It's a true run. We've pet the cat. It's on the tracker.
The cat has blessed our run, and we can move on. All right, so what are you thinking in terms of your next check? Looks like maybe Hecarim Cave?
I think so. I wanted to get a sword for Chrono, and I knew that I was going to go to the present to get it, and so I just decided, let's just go here. It's a quick check. I've got Luminaire and Mega Bomb, which are both, you need magic to finish this dungeon, except for this opening fight here. I could have peeked the bridge right away, but I just decided to do this.
Sure. No, I think that's fine. Hecarim Cave is, of course, one of the checks that's open from the beginning of the game. It's located in the present, near Medina. You get a lot of tech points from the battles in here, so some players like to take it early so we can see what kind of moves we'll be unlocking.
Yeah, and those other settings where you have to unlock magic, and if you find the key to get there, or you sometimes need to use the pendants to get to the future, and then kind of circumvent your way through the factory to get there, it can become kind of like a lynch point of like, when do I get these techs? How important is it for me to get to the end of time? I'm gonna skip this one, I think. You guys talk about skips a little bit.
Yeah. So Chrono Trigger is a game in which all of the battles are triggered on screen. We don't have random fights like you would in a Final Fantasy game. Either the enemies are seen or you step on an invisible trigger to draw them out. But a lot of the fights are skippable if you know which wall to hug, or if you know a shortcut. There are a lot of different ways. Leon has just skipped a battle with just 2 of those little shrimp guys by coming down the stairs in the beginning of the room and heading straight left until hitting the edge.
Yeah, there have been, I've heard some people say that some of the stuff is skippable just because it makes for a more fun New Game Plus. Because the game is kind of designed with you playing through it multiple times in mind.
Yeah, I think that it has some truth to it. You are meant to play this game over and over, so you're meant to find those little shortcuts eventually.
I'll say that, like Batsy mentioned, like, you've been playing this game for a long time, and like the game, but also the randomizer. There's a little skip right there with those bats. I played this game since I was a child for decades, right? But I only started picking up the randomizer like, I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 9 months ago. And there's a lot of these things, like these skips and stuff, I had no idea, right? And I just watched a lot of other people do runs and like helped starting to learn about commentary for things on runs. I was like, oh, I learned so much since I've started. I think I've gotten anything here. Nothing. Okay.
Yes. Seeds of this randomizer are created under normal circumstances to last about like 90 minutes to 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Okay, we're looking at Mother Brain back here, which is not usually something you want to see. She's unpleasant.
I Mega Bomb her. Yes, okay.
Yeah, she has these 3 panels that will heal her throughout the fight, and if you decide to kill them all off, she'll go into a turbo rage and probably wipe you out.
Yes.
And unfortunately, most of the strongest techs that we'll have at this point are going to be multi-target. Thankfully, Luca has some that are hit an AoE but don't necessarily hit everything. So we're able to throw some of those out. And thankfully we got that better weapon than the wood sword.
Yeah, that's gonna be really helpful.
Got some decent damage off of this Confuse, especially given we're still kind of low level. This is a check with 2100 HP, I believe.
Yeah, and Luca and Marl both have a tech that can really help with this. One that can cause sleep, or one that can cause confuse, and these little displays are susceptible to that.
Yes, they are.
I might Lapis here. I don't know how close I am. I feel like with the healing, I could still be a ways away.
Yeah, especially Chrono missing one of those confused swipes. Unfortunately, single techs are able to miss. Double and triple techs cannot, but we don't have very many that we can use on this fight.
This is such a hard fight, because like one of the things about doing the randomizer, especially like in a race setting, is like counting HP values. Like this boss will always have 21, and like the previous one will have 900 or whatever. And there's a couple of changes to that if there's a boss with multi-parts. There's the Rust Tyranno that always has a little bit more. But counting HP for Mother Brain is such a pain because of the healing. But that wasn't too bad.
And scaling in this randomizer is location based. So when we were talking about those HP totals, 2100 is about what any boss is going to have in Hecarim Cave. And then some of the later checks are going to be scaled differently.
Yep, that's true.
I don't think I got
Alright,
much
so we
of
found
anything, so.
the Dreamstone out of Hecarim Cave. That's a key item that won't do anything for us right now, but it does help open up the Tyranno Lair Go mode, so we know where that is. Looks like, Leon, you're gonna go check out Xenon Bridge here, which is another early game check.
Another pretty low HP spot, and it's peekable, which is great. You can see what the chef is going to send you, and if you don't like it, you can just soft reset out.
Yes, you do need to talk to the knight at the bridge, which you've done, and then come to the castle and talk to the chef. And then when you're leaving, he'll give you a present.
And don't let the text box, let the text box finish, or it won't work.
Gotta let that text box finish, otherwise he will not come out to meet you here. But as he does, he's going to give us a key item.
That seems important.
And it's the pendant.
We'll keep that.
Yeah, pendant unlocks the future via the trial. You can present it to the lawyer to be prosecuted for stealing it.
Now, let me ask you guys. I've got Luminaire for 20 MP. I've got Flare for 20 MP. I could use them both to one-shot these fights, but then I have to heal up on MP for the boss. Just go for the attacks on Ozzy instead? What do you guys think? Or for the audience, or for me?
I think go ahead and use your big attacks, because there is a menu glitch here you can get on Xenon Bridge.
There is.
It's actually exclusive to Jets of Time. It's not in vanilla Chrono Trigger, but I say go for it.
Let's see if I get it.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to open that menu and use ethers here on your characters.
Maybe I'll just mash my way through it, because I don't have this one down super well. It's tough.
Honestly, mashing is a decent way, but it's right when your party comes together.
And there's a couple other key kind of menu glitch moments in this game, two of which are like at end game bosses. One's Zeal and one's Lavos. This one's kind of a unique one. I think there's some others. I don't remember where those ones are.
There's a couple, yeah. But this one is unique to Jets of Time because we had to make some behind the scenes changes to Xenon Bridge in order to allow certain bosses to appear at the end of it.
That's right.
Our legacy boss rando used to be strictly, if it was a two-part boss in that spot, only two-part bosses could swap in. It meant there was a 50% chance of a mutant on Xenon Bridge, which is terrifying in the early game. We're happy that we've adjusted beyond that now. Devs have done some excellent work making it so that we can get now of pretty much any boss here. Looks like it's gonna be Slash.
Okay, I might... I did not pay attention to how much damage that did because I was watching Luca give it and throw away.
About 500 and change.
Okay.
Yeah, Slash is immune to water damage, which thankfully we don't have. And I believe it also is more resistant to magic.
Yeah, like 66% or something like, I think, 2/3.
Yeah, he has higher than typical magic defense as well.
Now, if you run into Super Slash, that is not true. Super Slash is actually easier.
That is correct.
Yeah. And at, I believe it's half HP, he starts throwing out those counters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Luca can still do some damage here for sure. Just gonna try to get at least one more of these. I'm gonna have her do this one more time, and then I'll have her flare. Oh, I clicked the wrong person. You know what? That is okay.
We've all done it.
I can survive one more hit. Is I gonna hit both of them? Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, this being an early game spot also dampens Slash's attacks somewhat.
Yeah.
There are spots where he would be hitting pretty viciously.
Now again, if I had been counting a little bit more carefully there, I probably could have just been like, he's almost dead. But that's fine. Demon Edge.
I believe... I'm trying to remember if that's better than the Aeon Blade, but... Let's see. All right.
I think I must have gone into that room too quickly. I lost the sound for a second in the game. But I don't think it was me. I'm pretty sure it's just a game thing. Sometimes that happens.
Yes, that can happen when you run straight in here.
Let me see.
Sirius, do you want to talk about the bromide pickup?
Yeah, so in the cathedral, there's a bromide that we pick up from a chest, and we have to take a fight for it. When we turn it into this old man, we get one of each tab, which is nice, especially the speed tab, because speed is just critical in this game, and we don't come across a lot of speed tabs.
Yeah, they're quite rare.
And when you have, I know we talked earlier about some of that speed control, you really want to have someone like Luca acting first, and she's so slow to start that it's nice to just be able to invest some into it. Although we might wait to invest stuff until we get all the characters that we're actually planning on using.
I'm actually really low on
That's true.
I'm low on shelters right now. So I'm just gonna... This takes a hot second, but I'm just gonna go here.
Sure.
I think I'm gonna go up a mountain. Or should I just go do pendant?
Well,
No.
the choice is up to you.
I think I'm gonna do pendant I think because I'm looking for that character since we've added in this stipulation. We know we have to find Robo, so I think that's the play.
Sounds reasonable to me. Yeah. So we're not going to climb the mountain. The Denadoro Mountains are also a check in 600 AD that is open from the beginning of the game, but we are opting for Pendant Turn-In to go to the future.
All right. Vanilla Chrono Turn-In here.
The future also has a lot of really strong loot in it. So there's strong loot, there's a few key item checks, and there's a character that you can get for pretty low effort compared to like the back cathedral character.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good chance that you will have to go to the future anyway to get some kind of go mode.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the go modes requires access to the future anyway.
I'm really hoping I find a sword for Frog because I haven't found one yet. I was gonna buy that one there, and I was like, I'll find one. It'll be fine.
Yeah. With a required Frog, we're definitely hoping to see the Grand Leon, which is what we've renamed in this randomizer the second version of the Masamune, just in part so you can distinguish between them. That's what the sword is called in the Japanese version of the game. But here it is a key item. It's not progression, but it would power up Frog nicely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, I'll just talk about the randomizer as a whole for a moment. There's a lot of things that we're doing in this seed, and the flags we're using, again, is this sort of like Gato Cup sort of entry seed and adding in this stipulation of finding characters. But there's a lot of really cool extra things. I'm gonna skip past these guys right here. Like there's key item checks and key item spots that are kind of like in a beta version right now that we're not utilizing. And there's other versions of this whole entire randomizer. One's called Legacy of Cyrus, where you have to get Frog and Magus in your party. You have to do the Magus Castle Go mode. And there's the Ruins, which we don't normally do sort of in like a standard run, but the Ruins are another spot. The bike race is not a normal thing, but you can add that in if you want to. There's a couple things of it that I just think are really fun.
That's true.
The options are fun. I like options if you want. Oh, I turned around.
Okay. Okay, speaking of options though, tell us about what you're gonna do after this fight ends. You're going to make a decision here.
That's true. I did see Fitz in chat, so I think I have to. No, I will, especially because Chrono's here, but it's being a good guy. There's this guy here in this cell that you absolutely could just run past and not help whatsoever. His name's Fitz. He's being wrongfully imprisoned for, as we surmise, potentially the crime of just looking like Chrono. But it takes time, and you don't have to do it. And in a race, I don't know, sometimes you don't. But there's a tiny bit of loot, and the best part about it is if you've got Chrono in your party, you go talk to him later, and he's like, "Thank you for saving my life," and gives you a bunch of mid-ethers, which are quite good.
Yes.
All right, dude. You gonna zip. Okay.
Yes. Fritz's mid-ethers are the one thing that Chrono unlocks for you, having him in your party.
Yeah, we may have a million ethers that we bought near the beginning of the run, but they only heal 10 MP, and a lot of the really powerful techs are going to cost upwards of 15 or 20 MP, so it saves a lot of time in battles.
Yep.
Just throwing out those mid ethers instead of spending forever giving someone 2 ethers so they can do one move.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's just those little things right there around running through. It's like, oh, I need 20 MP to do Luminaire, which will kill both of these dudes in one shot. I gotta make sure I put a little extra MP. So you do a little bit of quick menuing, can save you more time taking the time menuing than it does to attack twice in the fight.
Yes, and it's good to keep track of. As we saw, there are a couple required fights in this prison sequence. So a character who can both hit something with a regular attack and down it for the single target encounters, and use spread magic for the double target encounters is useful.
Okay, I might be lying because I'm not gaining any more attacks. I could have sworn I clicked on a Gato Cup setting, but I might not have, so you know what? Here we go.
let's find out, I guess.
Maybe we're going to factory anyway. We'll see. I may have just instinctively clicked on Millennial Pre instead of Gato Cup. I'm not sure. Oh well, that's fine. Not a big deal.
And here we have the flea to go with that slash we saw earlier. Flea Plus has doesn't have the same defenses that original Flea has, but still has, I believe, the stare, which is really the main thing that we are worried about when we're fighting Flea. Which I believe it's at, is it at quarter HP or half HP?
Half.
Yeah. And it's, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say it's very dangerous. Flea in either version has a counter attack that this is it. That Flea will begin using at half HP. Dang. It's painful, as you can see here.
All right.
I think it's like a 25% chance, I want to say.
Yeah, it's
random.
Not
a super high chance.
It might be 50% chance, but it is a chance. You can go through a Flea fight without ever seeing the stare.
I should use my one.
You can also avoid it by having a character dead. You do need all 3 characters alive for it to work. If you can do enough damage that you're not going to spend a lot of time risking counterattacks, sometimes your best bet is just to nuke her down, and eventually she won't use it on you. But if you fight her in a later spot in the game where she has a ton of HP and your damage isn't super great, you may just want to let somebody go down so you don't have to deal with it.
Absolutely a valid strategy.
If this does more than 500, which I'm not sure if it will.
Yeah, Chrono's magic is... It's about 500,
yeah.
So... Okay.
I think Confused is still doing more.
It's... Confuse only costs 15, the winner costs 20.
Exactly.
So...
Confuse is still the better play. But Flare is my bread and butter here. For this fight, anyway. And for a lot of fights, Flare is just the way to go. Okay.
Alright, here comes the stare.
Well, that means Lid goes down. Jeez, this is bad luck. Are you almost dead? Can I kill you? Nope, I can't. I'll try that one more time.
Flea is also pretty quick, and after the stair goes off, there is a counterattack, so that's not Flea's regular turn. After it goes off, Flea will get several turns quickly.
Let me just do that. You don't have
a lot of gear. It's gonna ask if you have anything that would give shield.
I think I've got 4.
Okay, you do have
I do have, if that's the case, I mean, that's fine. I was just hoping to get lucky, but yes, I could shield up if necessary.
Yeah, it might be time to start popping some of those.
Yeah, that's just fine. Yeah, the attack that the stair does is interesting. It does physical damage, but it's based on your magic defense stat, I think. But protect and shield still are what benefit from giving you more defense against it.
Correct.
Jeez.
There are a lot of bosses that can end up here that are end up being more annoying than usual here. One of my favorites is Son of Sun. And anything that uses a line-based attack, which will normally hit like 1 or 2 party members, is guaranteed to hit all 3 party members.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is true.
So this can definitely be a tricky spot.
Yeah, one of the interesting quirks of Chrono Trigger compared to a lot of other RPGs is that the character's positioning, your character's positioning, does matter in terms of who can get hit by what sometimes, but we don't get much of a choice in where they stand. This spot is just the way it is.
My favorite with this spot is when you have a boss that you can only use magic on, and the only magic you have is water one or ice one, because those have to travel very slowly to their target. So you'll just be stuck having to do 10 like waters.
Yes.
That take like 10 seconds each.
This is an awful spot if you're relying on a slow tech at the time.
But in some ways, it's also nice to see a tough boss here, because then you know you're not going to have to see them later.
That is true too.
This should do it. If math is correct.
I think that's true, yeah. Yep, there we go.
See, that time the stair didn't even happen, so I didn't even need to use the shields.
Sometimes it goes that way.
Sometimes that's what happens.
Alright, as Flea literally explodes.
I'm gonna grab this chest, because it might be fun. No, it was fine.
I think one of my first runs, that chest was a Prism Specs.
What?
Oh my goodness.
In that chest? Wow.
Yeah, it was in Gato Cup settings, which has better items.
Sure.
But now it's like when a dog gets a rotisserie chicken in the bushes one time, and then for the rest of their life they always try to walk to that spot. But that rotisserie chicken's never there.
We all have our treasure spots like that, for sure. And for those not familiar with Chrono Trigger, the Prism Specs are an item that simply raises the user's damage by 50%. It's just a blanket application, so they are in hot demand. Now, you just picked up a Shiva Edge.
I did. Sure would be cool if I was keeping Chrono for this run.
Yeah.
We did get a blue vest too, which is a great armor, another endgame armor. And it keeps you very safe against some of the most annoying magical bosses do water damage. Like Hecarim can do a lot more damage to you than you might expect with water. If you're doing the Zeal Black Omen go mode, her strongest attack is water elemental. And this is, we mentioned earlier, one of the advantages of going to the future. Besides the key item checks that are here in the free character, there's just going to be a lot of free good items.
Yes, we have a flag that charges the pendant, Shala's pendant, early when you arrive in the future instead of at the Mammon Machine, because the Mammon Machine is now in endgame areas. So once you get here, generally you can open up all of those special doors and chests.
I'll buy some of those. Yeah, I think I'm good now on ethers. I'm gonna check. You know what? I'm gonna check this. There might be something spicy. I'm feeling it.
Yes, the quality of the treasure in these areas where typically you don't have to come to lab 16 or 32, etc. in the randomizer. But the treasure's not bad. It's like above average quality, so some players like to come and
okay, that was too many rats.
And grab. Yes.
Got me.
This particular map is full of rats that will steal your items or money.
I will say, again, just because I love this game and I love this randomizer, there's a Chrono Sandy mode, which I think is so fun, and it's you open up all the chests, and key items could just be like in that chest. Like you could find the Grand Leon in that chest if you like. That's how the game worked. So I like running around and finding extra things. It does waste a little time, and sometimes it's not worth it, but sometimes it's really great. I'll do a couple more. This one's kind of tough. Well, it's a better thing for Robo, who I need eventually.
Yeah, Kaiser Arm's up there.
I believe, is it Terra Arm that's the strongest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more. And then I think I will check who is in the character spot.
For sure, yeah.
And I know I need Frog. We're gonna get Robo, and we're gonna get Magus. Do I have magic? Okay, I'm fine. I'm debating if I need to go to End of Time or not. I've got Leap Slash on Frog, so like not necessarily.
Well, you'll have a decent answer if we know, because what's your final party gonna be?
Frog, Magus, Robo.
Okay, so you still need Magus and you still need Robo.
Yup.
So you're gonna have to find a gate key eventually, which is a faster way to unlock magic. Because this is going to be one of those two characters, yes. And then the other one is going to be in the past.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Robo here.
Well, actually, no, because we checked, we saw that Magus was in the burrow.
Oh, that's who was in the burrow?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Not necessarily. What do you guys think? Is it time to leave Chrono? I don't want to leave Chrono. I don't want to leave Flare either.
Yeah, it's one or the other now if you're going by these rules.
It is the rules.
I think the Flare is probably going to do more of the time.
Yeah.
Although with that Shiva Edge.
Shiva Edge, though.
I don't know. Mm-hmm. If you... I will say...
Let's think about it for a sec. Let's talk.
Since you have X Strike, do you have 3D attack already?
No.
That would require Ayla.
Yeah.
Or what's the frog? The frog Robo Chrono.
Triple Raid.
Triple Raid. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's Robo Tackle. Which I do.
Do you have Robo Tackle?
Yes, I think I did. So maybe taking. You know what? I've got Luminaire. Maybe I don't need Flare.
Luminaire won't hold up as a big damage source against bosses when you need that, which isn't to say you don't have other stuff, just weighing it, but yeah. it will screen wipe pretty much any dungeon. You know, sometimes you just need the one move that will kill everything so you can move on. It'll do for that.
All right. I hate to say it, but bye-bye Chrono, I guess. Man, I'm gonna put Frog up front.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna do... Oh, shoot, I don't think I have another sword for him now. I think I sold everything. Ah, crap. Oh, well. That'll be fine.
That's okay.
That'll be fine. I'm gonna take these off of him. Oh, well. I still don't have anything for a frog. Man.
His time will come.
His time.
Yeah, we gotta find some gear. Well, we're here in Aristome, which is one of the 3 checks in the future. I'm assuming you're gonna go ahead and complete it. There's a big treasure room in the basement.
Yeah. Flair's just gonna hopefully have to carry me for a hot minute because I really want to get Magus, but he might be a long ways away. Why did we put these restrictions on that I made up in my head? Because it'll raise money for charity. That's why.
Like, hey, I'm just riding shotgun here.
Picking up ha. Unfortunately for Atropos, she was designed with a one-on-one fight in mind.
She was.
Yes, that is true. Unfortunately for us, sometimes her attacks hit the entire party because normally you would fight her one-on-one with Robo and the game wouldn't know the difference between one target and all targets.
Did I heal her instead of ethering her? I think I must have. This will be... Again,
They're coming out. Still pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna mid-ether. Wherever they are.
I mean, you'll be getting plenty more from Fitz.
Yeah, exactly.
Fritz.
That is true. Oh, there's the Robo Tackle there that hits all of us.
Yep.
I
this
think
this boss has
hers is
3,000,
also-
right? I think it's 3,000.
Something like that, yeah.
So it should be fine. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh, I hope
There
Frog
we go.
doesn't die here.
She does have a death counter.
Yeah, Frog died. Oh well. That's okay. He's not getting any tech points anyway. That's fine.
The truth.
Alright. There's my mid-ether back. Okay, now watch me get this rat. Nope, didn't get it.
Yeah, you can get that rat on that very first girder. It does not save any time, but it is a flex.
It's like a single frame trick or thereabouts.
I've gotten it only enough times to make me think I can get it again.
I think I'm up to twice at this point.
Now this room, in this whole dungeon, you can see all the enemies, as opposed to some of those other dungeons we have to know where like the invisible skip lines are. So this one is just don't get hit, but sometimes the hitboxes are weird, and so you can just run right by things like that. And if you have like Robo as your lead in your party, it still works because even though he looks bigger, like the hitboxes are the same. Speed belt. Another Shiva Edge. Why didn't we pick Chrono?
That speed belt is nice for
Alas.
speeding up Luca or Robo.
For certain.
I haven't.
One nice thing about Robo and Frog being in the party is there are a few key items that only serve the purpose of making them better.
Yeah, I haven't.
So if we find like the Robo ribbon, that'll speed Robo up. If we find the hero medal, that leads to another check, and it makes is it sun shades or prism specs level?
I think the
Hero Metal's Prism specs.
Hero Metal is specs,
Yeah.
and Ribbon is Sunshades.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Sunshades, of course, being the 25% damage increase accessory.
I might give some of those speed tabs to Robo now, since he's permanently on my team. I haven't put any of them in any of my characters yet. Watch this be a Robo Ribbon. Nope. Just more things.
Thomas Pop.
Yep.
It's not always the most fun one to see because it just activates another check. So it's not necessarily useless, but it could be giving you a whole nother thing you have to do before you then find out your useless item. There are a lot of power tabs there and some decent loot. So it's not the end of the world, and it's fairly quick, but
I'm gonna see what this
Eris
is.
Dome itself is also a bit slow, so having to add on extra to find out if it was worth it. Not always our favorite thing.
Very true. But yes, the Thomas Pop allows you to unlock Giant's Claw, which is the dinosaur redux dungeon from the end game of Chrono Trigger. But it looks like we're heading to another one of the future checks right now, that being Sun Palace.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll put a bunch of these into Robo.
Fairly
Nice.
high scaling in this spot, but it's a super quick check. You just go straight into the boss. And some bosses, even at higher scaling, are a bit of a layup, like this one.
Like this one. Perfect.
Yes, Mud Imp was a boss that we were very proud to get added into the rotation because it's
That's
one
right.
of the more complex ones, but it has pretty low HP right now given the requirements of the battle. So 99% of the time you can just blow through it because of the scaling of hit points.
Except Luca's gonna die. Ugh.
Yeah, when Mud Imp doesn't die right away, it actually can be a little bit nasty. This X-Strike counterattack, for example.
I think if I get one more flare off, it'll be fine, but she just needs to not die. Like that. Alright.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
This tends to be more of a time waste boss than anything else.
Make sure you don't die this time, Luca.
Yeah, the way this boss is currently set up is that Mud Imp has a lot less HP than the beasts. Killing, I think, any of the targets ends the battle.
I mean, this
But,
might kill the blue one, I'm not sure. I don't know exactly
Yeah.
if it's split this much. If I do like 5,000 damage here with my 2 hits. Because what did, it's 4,000 damage.
But
I think it, I think it was the blue one that went down, actually.
Yes, because the blue one was weak to that fire you were using.
I got a dual tech. Huzzah.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, that is a vanilla moonstone from Sun Palace.
Yeah, another bit of a groaner of an item.
Let's
You
go
need a
back.
lot to make that work. You need to complete the King's Trial, which requires the Prism Shard and Marl. And you need access to Prehistory, which requires the Gate Key, and access to the Future, which requires the Pendant. And then you can charge the Moonstone to turn it into the Sunstone, and then you can turn it in after you've completed the trial.
Yep.
Thankfully, we already have the Prism Shard,
Yeah,
so
we could peek
can
that.
potentially, yeah.
I was thinking about that
Yeah,
I should have
the
turned
Gate
that
Key
in
shows up.
beforehand, but oh well. I should have done after I did bridge. Hello. There we go. I could do Desert, I could do Denadoro, I could Peak Bridge, I could do Thomas Pop. Desert's pretty quick. Yep. I think what I'm gonna do is turn this in for sure.
All right, what are we turning in?
The Prism Shard.
Okay.
Just to see, so I can do that later. I think I'm gonna do.
Yep, turning in that Prism Shard means that the King's Trial quest is now open in the year 1000.
Let's do this.
And the desert here should have a fairly good amount of loot that's worth picking up. We'll see what actually ends up rolling.
Yeah,
the enemies here can be a decent source of experience and tech points for the point in the game that you can get to them. But you do need either water, ice magic, or just really strong magic to get through them in a quick amount of time. Or just hit them really hard.
Yeah. It sometimes can be a great early grind spot. I thought about it, and I figured with this type of seed, with having to run around and do finding characters, I just missed that one. Would probably be doing kind of this type of thing where I'd be looking for Geiki and looking for Pendant, and probably going to get into a spot where I'm going to do a lot of extra stuff. And I'll get the levels and tech points where I need to.
And we've talked a lot about techs. Another big consideration is when building your party is what kind of dual techs you have access to. So I know I was kind of hard on Frog earlier, but he actually has some pretty wonderful dual techs that he enables. He makes a dual tech with Ayla that uses triple kick, which is her strongest tech. And that ends up increasing the amount of damage over just using triple kick. Most of the dual techs have some kind of multiplier on the base techs, so that it's better than just using the 2 base techs, in addition to the animation being faster.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why in a normal run, people are definitely thinking about party comp. Especially a seed like this where you've got a lot of characters who have a decent spread here.
Just in case.
Yeah, there are some decent techs between dual techs with Frog and Luca, like Frog Flare, Red Pin, things like that. So a character is more than just what they offer, but kind of what they offer in the context of everything else.
Absolutely.
And sometimes Frog turns into, I don't have a good sword yet, so I'm just gonna give MP to my friends. I really didn't want to buy a sword for him, and I haven't yet, so he's not doing much right now.
Betsy, do you want to tell us about mages?
Yeah, certainly. So this is the North Cape version of the Magus fight. When you would theoretically challenge him after the Ocean Palace. This fight won't affect the character that we need to pick up later, but it is a bit of a hard boss depending on how much damage you can land. After, I think, 50% HP, he will start counterattacking, but that was clearly no problem.
Not a big deal. Get good tech points and experience too from that spot, because it's kind of like an endgame spot where Retnet usually is.
Yes.
Yeah. You need a Robo to complete this check and get the key item from it, but it's not a bad place to go just to get some early loot and potentially a fairly lucrative fight, especially if you happen to have a really strong early party.
Yeah, very true. And the boss is completely avoidable. It does move around in vanilla, but in Jets, it's always on the upper right.
I don't even know if Frog's gonna kill this dude. I'm sure he will, but just like his little tiny sword.
And to complete the desert check, you do have to go to 1000 AD. So I imagine we're knocking out things like Denadero and Giant's Claw while we're in this time period.
Yeah, that's
so we're not having to go back and forth.
No, shoot. Yeah, some of the things, especially like, this is great to show off, you know, for like a marathon and stuff like that, for people to learn the game. But like in a race setting, which we sometimes have for tournaments and stuff, there's a lot of optimizations with how often you're menuing and like when to do that. How often you're switching eras because it takes time, you know, and there's a lot of bits of skill involved with all that stuff that if you're into watching races for this, it is very fun.
Absolutely. Buffering run on the tech menu.
Yeah, it's everything you can do.
We were
a lot of fights. Yeah, go ahead.
We were talking about skips
Mm-hmm.
earlier. This is probably the area in the game that is most defined by all the skips you do. If you just played through this game normally, you'd get probably like 10 more fights here than you actually have to get through here.
Didn't do a single fight in that room. You just go down below a bird and then you run fast. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a room coming up that has a whole gauntlet of fights that you have to do, which I accidentally got recently because I wasn't paying attention.
Right here, you just hold up, go left, and you skip like 4 fights.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much we were skipping until I did that skip. Until I failed to do that skip recently.
The gauntlet on the
just
screen.
went too far. That was I just didn't quite go far enough left. Oh well.
But yeah, the gauntlet I think it's best to save outside of Denadora Mountains on the off chance, you know, your thumb slips more right than up or something. Because I think it's faster to just reset and start over than to fight the entire thing.
That one's long.
Yeah. After every fight, I kept thinking, surely this is the end. Surely this is the last one.
Mm-hmm.
You know how we always talk about how we've got like that chest we always want to check in our, I found prism specs in this one chest. Mine was going down that waterfall down there the first couple times I did this, and I got something great every time, and the next like 10 times after that I got just absolute nothing. And I was like, well, I'm not doing this ever again. Oops. There's a speed tab here. Another fun flag that we don't have turned on for this, but I thought would be a really fun incentive if this does happen to get added into the GDQ schedule, is something called gear randomizer. And you can, it's like what it says. The gear gets randomized. The abilities on swords and weapons and stuff change, and that includes like the ultimate abilities, like a rainbow. So you can get like a rainbow gun, or like a crisis sickle, or a doom sword. But you can also get stuff like a haste dress, and that rock that I just picked up can sometimes have random stuff on it too for those triple techs. So it's kind of cool.
Yes, the rocks are considered high tier accessories.
How do you two feel about gear rando in general?
I think it's a lot of fun.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
You don't always get the crazy stuff, but in general, there's going to be at least one pleasant surprise.
Mm-hmm. Another flea.
I'm guessing this is original flavor flea.
And this one is a bit trickier because it has the more magic resist, which the Flea Plus for some reason does not have. So you see that flare that was doing like 1300 to Masa Mune was only doing about 900.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll end up with something like Uzi Punch on Robo soon, because Robo Tackle doesn't take advantage of his weapon, and he actually has a pretty good weapon right now.
Yep.
Or a little buffer this time for that, at least. Okay. Robo might have learned Heal Beam.
He did.
So we do have a okay. Full party heal.
Very nice. So even if Frog, like if we never get to the end of time and he doesn't have Heal Beam or Water too, it's fine. It'd be nice to get, what is Robo and Frog's one dual tech? Bubble Snap? It got buffed in Jets over Vanilla, and it uses it uses water and something. It might be Robo Tackle. I can't remember.
Would it be Robo Tackle? Yeah.
There you
go. All right. Here through this boss for another key item at the top of this mountain. Worth noting that we know we need those sword pieces because of the character challenge, and I don't think we've seen either of them.
If we find both pieces of the sword, that we get Magus and we're in Go mode. We know where Magus is. We need both pieces of the sword. Now, optimally, other Go modes like Tyranno can be done faster than Magus Castle. So, like, if there's only 1 or 2 checks left in the pool, and we can find like the Dreamstone or the Ruby Knife, we might do that instead. But we'll see. We still got some things to do. Okay, you know what? Good. I never bought a sword for Frog.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now you have the best sword for Frog.
I have the best sword. But it still doesn't help progression whatsoever.
Yep, we are no closer to Go mode or Magus and then Burrow.
And this is kind of one reason, too, why we can do all of these 680 checks and wait on seeing exactly what the desert gives us. Because even if the desert gives us exactly what we want, there's still one more thing that we need.
Yep. If I was looking... Go ahead, yeah.
I was going to say, if you just got the bent hilt there, you could potentially go and see if you're going to get the other piece of the sword.
Exactly.
From the desert or from the Prism Shard turn in, and then decide to do the Giant's Claw.
Yeah, I started the King's Trial, I started Desert, I started Thomas Pop, but now I'm just kind of doing things a little bit kind of like out of order. And these things are all going to hit me because they fast.
Yeah, these guys are really fast. This is actually the one unavoidable encounter in the Giant's Claw route.
Yeah, but it is runnable. I didn't do it that time, but I think Saris mentioned, or it might have been Batsy, there's like, you can do, what's it called? When you go into the menu, and then run away, there's a name for that. Pause buffering? Not pause buffering.
Just buffering,
just
I
buffering,
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you can, buffer your character's invisible runaway meter by, hiding in the tech menu.
There are a lot of power tabs in this dungeon, which I can pop onto Frog or Robo. Did I grab that one over there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, the only thing that's grown worthy about getting the Thomas Pop is that you're kicking the can of the check down the road a little bit. The actual check for it is not that bad.
At least they give you a can to kick.
Yes.
And I'm not going to grab that rock because it won't be useful to me with Frog, Robo, and Magus.
True.
And we know at this point that it can't be the jerky because we've seen the jerky.
I know where jerky is. I suppose I could do that at some point. It might be spicy.
And we know that it can't be the Grand Leon, which is the other quote-unquote useless check.
I did that the wrong way.
Other way.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I was thinking Tyranno for a sec.
Yep.
I'm not fighting these dudes.
This dungeon is, of course, the remains of Tyranno. Epic Slater. I thought it was a Terra arm.
That was a Terra. That is best weapon outside of Crisis, which is weird math.
Yeah, Crisis arm is like a trick weapon, so Terra arm is the best normal one for sure.
Okay with that. We just got our best 2 physical weapons for our best 2 physical characters here, so we're okay with all these things happening. Pop a couple more of these onto you. Onto you.
In Jets of Time, some of the tabs are randomized. Speed tabs stay at 1 because that's powerful enough. But magic tabs can roll anywhere between 1 and 3, power tabs between 2 and 4. So we have max tabs this seat, which is lovely.
We all like to hit a little bit harder.
I think that's fine, I guess. Where are you at? Rocket Punch? Alright. Did I heal? I did not heal. I've done that a couple times, like, in the last week or so, where it's like, I do all my menuing, and it's like, oh, I forgot to shelter before the boss.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
I mean, you're worrying so much about, do I have the right gear on? And it's pretty easy to forget the little stuff.
Alright. Dragon tank down here instead of the gigantic Rust Tyranno.
Start with this, and then we'll hit up here.
Yeah.
Can't do fire damage
Yeah,
on the head.
Yeah, there's that memo about Dragon Tank in the Guardia prison in Vanilla that tells you it's immune to lightning and fire, but that is only the head. You can hit the body with lightning and fire, and the wheels.
And this spot's got like decently high HP, but it's split again because it's a 3 kind of sectioned out boss.
That is correct.
Not too bad here.
Yeah, Flare
Yeah, sure.
has a way of solving a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a shame that we're gonna lose that as soon as we get mages.
That's true. We will hope that Magus at least has dark matter right away to replace it. All right, there's 1 sword piece.
Okay.
Instinct to come here was a good one.
All right, so we will go back. Check Fiona, and then, oops, went the wrong way. And then we will check, if that doesn't have it, we'll go and peek King's Trial for sure. I haven't done any of the, like, kind of big 2, you know, that people... Oh, I didn't talk to her.
Ah, yes.
See, this is a thing you have to remember.
We need to talk to Fiona with Robo in our party to trigger Robo staying for 400 years to replant the forest, which we all still would love a spin-off game about.
Oh, man. A farm simulator with Robo? Please.
But yeah, now that we've done that, we can go to the future. In the regular game, it would pluck Robo from your party. You can get him back right here, or you can not if you want to, you know, mess around in the game. But in Jets, we don't remove him just because it's a little more convenient.
Buy 1 more of those. Got a heal beam, but having some other character that can full party heal is nice, especially because I'm not sure if Frog will ever get there. That's a shop that will always have lapises. And then, speaking of other random flags, gear item rando is also item healing rando. And so sometimes, if you have the item healing rando flag set, lapises can heal MP for the whole party instead of HP, which is kind of a unique, cool thing. All right.
Not all.
I'm going to do that right away, actually, even though it's...
So... Yeah, speaking though of shops with lapises, don't forget to get your mid-ethers from Fritz.
Yes, I was going to do that right after I did King's Trial, but thank you for the reminder, because that is an easy thing to forget. Well, there's a new. Should I fight it?
No.
Let's fight it.
If you would like. Stop it, you dog.
Oh, where'd you go? Come back. Did I lose it?
It's already in the bushes.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. Oh, well. I didn't quite get it.
Should have never tried to fight it.
Should have known better.
But instead, we just harassed it.
That's okay. Gives pretty decent. I can't remember off the top of my head. Tekken points.
All right. So the hero medal.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's. Well, wait. We're gonna have go mode.
Yes. The hero medal as a key item, it opens up another check right away, so it's not progression on its own, but can lead to it, and is also still an accessory for Frog, which powers him up considerably, especially with that Grand Leon we found. Frog is all set now to do loads of damage.
I'm gonna check this still, because if it's gate key, that's
sure.
important. But there's no way for me to reasonably, I think, try to get a different go mode because I need two things. And they could be locked behind, like, Woe and Genodome or something. So, like,
Yes.
there's no guarantee for that.
You are getting some pretty good items down here, generally.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have Marl and can't complete this check, sometimes we'll come down here just to get the items.
Mm-hmm.
Amulet.
What we're doing
that
right
amulet.
now is we're peeking it.
Oh, it was a
And
gate
it
key.
is the gate key.
Okay, this is worth doing. I don't want to take out Luca. Maybe Frog?
Probably Frog.
Yeah.
Because Robo can still learn tech points right now, and Frog can't.
Yeah, that's the right call.
Yes. All right.
This is good. We're okay with this.
So we have peaked the prism shard check, and it is the gate key, and the gate key is going to open up prehistory and the end of time, more importantly, actually also 12,000 BC antiquity, but most importantly the end of time, where we can unlock magic on these characters.
I'm gonna give you that, and that, and that, and I think you had like life too, and yeah, okay. Good enough.
Okay, well, she can keep the party alive.
Yep. I should have saved out there and I didn't. That's okay. This is gonna be fine, whatever it is. It's gonna be fine. I think I saved, I just didn't heal. Okay.
I think the scaling on this one is not that far off of like the desert and
Is it
the
40?
Giant's Claws.
4,500? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I believe that's what it is here. Yeah.
Is it worth doing this and trying to do Reptite Lair to find Ruby Knife? Now that we know it's gate key, it's pretty quick.
It is pretty quick, and that's the question, because since we have the sword pieces and Frog, of course, we are officially in go mode, but the Magus' castle is the slowest go mode, so if we can find another one quickly, overall it's still probably faster. And so we found the gate key here, which is a piece of go mode. And I think that's up to you, but you're right, Reptite Lair will be open and it's quick.
How much health do you think these arms have?
Oh my
It's
goodness.
more than 1,200? Nope.
Probably.
I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna do this. This should take them out.
At this point, I'd definitely be tempted to just do the Mage's Castle go mode. You already have to forge the Masamune anyway, so you're saving some time on that. And, I mean, Reptite Lair is pretty quick, but we still have Woe, Moonstone. You could do the Moonstone
Could do Moonstone.
really quick and peek that,
Could do that.
but I don't. Oh, that still might end up taking as much time as doing Reptiler.
What are the
Yeah,
what would the crowd want to see?
That's a good question.
What would the crowd
I
want to see?
mean, we're playing to theoretically a new audience. We want to see whatever Go mode drops. So I just think it's up to you. Magus's castle takes about 20 minutes, maybe a little less at like your very, very best. And then, you have to do the Kingdom of Zeal and Ocean Palace. And Tyrannosaur takes closer to, I don't know, 8 minutes if you're doing it quite efficiently. And Death Peak can take like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about the gamble at this point.
It is.
Magus's castle does give you a decent amount of extra time to work with, and there's cutscenes prior to it that aren't really in that 20 minutes up too.
Money for later, I think.
Sure.
Heal.
We are in a pretty good spot in terms of we have the best weapon for Frog, the best weapon for Robo.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we get the Crisis Arm and we want to do some Crisis strats.
Mm-hmm.
And then Magus, the armor isn't as important on him. And he doesn't really need a great weapon.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Time to reforge the sword.
I loved in vanilla that this is the first time you hear this theme music before you get to the Kingdom of Zeal. I think it's the first time.
I think that you're right, and it's kind of fun because it subtly foreshadows that Melchior is in fact from there.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was cool. I was a sucker for 12,000 BC. It was my favorite era, and my favorite music. And I'm gonna do this now. Oh, it's locked.
Did you go back for the gate key?
No, I sure didn't. That sure is an important thing I should go and do.
Yeah.
Like, wait a sec. Lots of little things to remember. It's like I already was down here. Well, it's because I peeked it. That's why. Usually I do that right away, but I think I just got so excited that I ran right out of there.
Understandable.
You know what I should have done? I should have done Moonstone. I should have came here before and done both at the same time. That would have been the smarter play.
You can't without the gate key.
Oh, you're right.
So it's
you're
okay.
Right. Yes, you're right.
When you do have the gate key and access to prehistory before you have done Prism Shard and Moonstone, it is very smart to do them at once, but that is not possible today.
With this specific run, yes. That's what I was thinking. Getting ahead of myself. So kind of just doing a little bit of cleanup here before we go into go mode, but I'm going to get some magic and then actually get Mr. Magic. Could always look in that hunting grounds, but I don't think I'm going to spend the time doing that today, especially when we're time to go, I think.
And I think your team has all the offense it needs.
Yep. For any new players, the gate that is in the Imp's closet, that is what you open with the gate key. And you will land in prehistory, and then you can either stay in prehistory or loop upwards and take the cliff gate to end of time.
Mm-hmm. And this guy, for those who probably know, changes forms based on what level you're at. You don't see this blue one as often in Jets, because usually you get here before then.
Mm-hmm.
You are more likely to see the frog version than you are in a typical play, because it's possible to get the gate key in one of the first free checks.
That is true. Anyone who is a fan of Frog Specchio should definitely check out Jets of Time, because you don't have to. You don't have to play through vanilla, like, you know, the future and everything to see him and be under level 10.
I got caught in the door. I hope that doesn't screw it up again. Sometimes this is a pain in the butt.
Okay. Yeah. Specchio makes us walk around the perimeter of the room thinking magic.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
I think that first time I didn't start in the right spot or something. I don't know.
That might be true. It looked okay otherwise.
And then the true final boss is to not say yes to fighting Specchio.
Mm-hmm.
We've all done it. Nope.
What's great is when you do it without actually having any magic damage, and then you have to spend 5 minutes waiting for it to kill you.
Wait, where is it? This one?
Which one? Medina?
Where am I going? Medina?
I think it's...
Why am I forgetting?
The one
middle.
quote above, like top middle-ish.
I clicked on that.
That one. That one.
I thought that's what it was, because I'm so used to doing that, and I must have clicked something else as I was walking towards it and walking through it, and I was like, that's weird, and then my brain just wouldn't let me think. Like, no, you were right, Josh. Like, it's okay. It's fine. You can do this. My brain just went, nope. All right. I feel like I've been here before.
Indeed. But
Yes, a fun little triple trip here, but there's nothing else to get here after this.
Our last required character. Now, the lucky thing is that Magus has a playable character. He is the only character who requires 50 tech points to learn his first tech instead of 5. But if we pick him up in here, it's high-level spot, and he starts with 3 techs.
I'm just gonna do this. Feels good. I think I'm gonna do Moonstone, and then we're gonna go to Magus Castle. We're gonna do one thing, and then we're gonna be done.
All right.
So yeah, there's a couple things here. There's that dungeon down there. There's these guys up here. I'm not gonna open up any of those rocks just because they're not gonna be usable, but on Gear Rando it can be.
Yep, there's a Reptite Lair as a key item check, Dactyl Nest as a character check, and the Laruba Ruins has a triple tech rock.
So if you watch this rando again, which is great, like a lot of great randos, you'd see a completely different run. We're also not seeing Neil go into the kind of antiquity era to do Mount Woe. That's another popular one. It's a little bit of a longer check, but it's great tech points and great experience points. If you've got good speed, it can be a really good, decently early play as well. The other thing I like about doing this is I can go see Taban before I do Go mode. It can give me 2 things for forging the sword and the moonstone, so maybe they'll be good.
Yes, and that's worth pointing out. Luca's father, he gives out a key item after you complete Hecarim Cave, which is when he would, in vanilla, give Luca her first piece of specialty equipment, and the other 2 triggers for that specialty equipment also trigger him to give you something, and reforging the sword is one of them. Actually, the Sunstone is the other, so we can get both of them.
Feels bad going down here 3 times too, but you know what? Here we are.
Sometimes that's the way it is.
Okay, you know what? Fine. Very okay with that.
That's an accessory that gives plus 25% damage for Robo and plus 2 speed?
Plus 3.
I think 3.
Yeah.
Very nice for our big slow boy.
Mm-hmm. He be zooming now. He might be faster than mages now? Let me see. Yeah,
His
dude.
speed is 12 already, so... Yeah, now he is quite fast.
No speed tabs left. I gave them evenly to Robo and Frog once I got them both up to 11, and then I was like, well... Maybe this will be spicy.
Stop in here. Yeah. Have we done the jerky? Ooh, a vigil hat.
We haven't. I was thinking we could do jerky too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's do it. For the fans.
All right. A quick jerky turn in. We're going to get a high level piece of equipment from the jerky.
You know what?
It won't be a key
You know
item.
what? Hold on.
I see. We're saving in case it's a dud.
I'm saving 10,000 gold, maybe.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the price of an amulet.
Yeah, it's part of it. It's at least like a full ether or something.
You know what else I haven't done was I haven't run around and opened up any of the extra sealed chests. So that's a thing we could do. But I'm not gonna get into all that right now. I'm just gonna get a couple.
That is true. The sealed chests can be opened now because we did charge the pendant going to the future. Ooh. No, that's probably not double safe helms. Those chests like to do that funny thing, but safe helm is great anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that shield or barrier?
That's shield.
Shield.
Okay. Good for the Lavos bananas, which we'll be talking
Wonder
about later.
shot.
It's a wonder shot.
Well, is that worth? Should
I mean, I don't know that, we're not supposed to use Luca, and
No.
it is pretty random, so.
No. And I can't sell it, I don't think, either.
Yeah. No.
But I can still get
Just-
these.
Yeah, it does mean you lose the treasure, so we might want to go back at least for the safe helm, is what I was thinking.
Yeah. Alright, I think we are good to go at this point. There's a couple other random things I could do, but I think it's time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got your heavy hitting stuff for your frog and your robo, and there's a decent amount of stuff in Mage's Castle.
Let's see if this was... I'm gonna wait. Because I want to see the demon hit. Okay.
Okay.
Oh shoot, did that pick up? It should have picked up, right?
Let's find out.
It did.
Yeah, looks
Great.
like.
I'm gonna give this to you. Give this to you. Yeah, sure. That's fine. Sure.
Like load vest might be better than flash mail.
Yeah. Oh, by 5. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Hey,
It's important. I got it. Might want to buy a couple more shelters. Were they accessible? I think they were in the shop. I think they were. Or they were in the one right before. Dang. Shoot. Were they up here? Another good tech, remembering what was in the shops.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
That is absolutely true.
All right.
One nice shop to always remember is the Melchior shop in the fair.
Yep.
Always has revives and shelters.
Always revives and shelters.
So.
Yep, that's where I'm going. Just one extra trip. Not only is this a great run, it's also educational. You'll get to learn about the randomizer, and it's so fun.
Absolutely. I mean, I would say that for any go mode, about 7 shelters total is going to cover you. Now, obviously, you have more, and that lets you have a few more options, and that's fine. But, you know, 7 is kind of the, like, magic number.
Am I all healed up? I think I'm all healed up. Let's go.
All right. So to open the castle, we have to go to the magic cave first. And Frog has to do something very important.
Yes. Everyone, I like to say stand up for the Chrono Trigger national anthem. As we...
Yes. Hands on your hearts and please rise a fable.
Go back and watch the cutscene in anime Akira Toriyama glory.
It's true, the re-releases of Chrono Trigger have some anime cutscenes in the style of Akira Toriyama, our very dear departed sensei, and they are lovely to look at.
They are.
The Steam version has them.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say that because Frog lacks a good multiplier for any kind of physical tech, I do think he used it all up when he
doing
had
that
fancy maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, Frog. So there's
Here we go.
2 bosses here right at the front. On the left and the right side each. Now, I don't love that my main screen clear character here is going to be slower. Generally, it's nice to have like your Luca or your mages or whoever they are with your like magic screen clear go first. But I've got a super fast robot, so I'm just going to wait a sec. And, well, I don't know. Targmith, I'm not sure if Targmith is strong enough at this point.
Yeah, I think it ought to be, but we just picked Megas up, so
Let's see what this does.
this is the safe option for
Okay.
sure.
Targmith might be fine. Let's go left. What do you guys like, right or left? Give an opinion.
I usually go left.
Yeah, I like doing left usually. It depends a little bit on, I don't know, you get to use a shelter here between the 2 fights, but then you don't get to shelter for everything afterwards. If I'm planning on taking a bunch of extra fights after these 2 bosses, I'll do left second, so I can shelter to get my MP up for everything else.
Alright. Now, the problem with darkness here.
Oh yeah,
is-
this one's not gonna work, is it?
Yep.
Thank you for the reminder. I got ice though. I was like, the first guy's.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have ice yet, do I?
Oh yeah, not quite yet. Okay, you might just have to hit him.
I just have to hit him. What a weird like spot to be in with only physical at this point.
Only shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't even kill that dude. Magus, you gotta pick up your weight, man.
I think that blade toss combo would hit a couple of them.
You're right. I don't use Blaze Toss nearly enough, but it's got that line effect. You're right. Thanks for reminding me about that. I so rarely have to do this fight like this and think about Blade Toss. Yeah, good call.
Alright. Gonna see who the boss's Nizbel #1 looks like.
How do you tell the difference between Nizbel 1 and 2 just from a glance?
1 has a yellow chest and 2 has a green chest. Like the accented part. So like this one is gold, so it's the first one. Whereas Nizbel 2's chest is like, it's a slightly different green than the rest of them, I think.
And how does Nizbel work exactly?
Series, you want to talk about Nizbel?
Yeah, so Nizbel has high physical defense. Once you hit it with a lightning elemental move, it will lower that defense until it eventually does an electrical attack and goes back to how it was before. So we're mostly just going to be using magic if we don't have any source of lightning damage. Nizbel 2 is similar, but the defense goes up every time you hit it with anything. So it's a bit more of a back and forth, having a lightning over and over again.
I don't think that's gonna quite do it. I think I need one more. I think I need one more dark matter. These guys don't have terribly high HP spots either.
Yeah, that's true. Possibly around 4K for this one, and less than that for the spot on the right.
Level 23. I guess right now. What do you guys? Can you talk a little bit about like levels and go modes and what people traditionally like to do with that? What levels to be at when you go in, or?
Yeah, it's I'll say my piece first, which is it can definitely vary depending on the strength that you have. This party doesn't have a tremendous amount of damage output, so I might want to level up a bit more than if I had a different party. But there's still a decent amount of power there between Black Hole, Uzi Punch once Robo gets it. We also have a fairly decent speed team and fairly sturdy overall. And here's Nizbel 2.
So you can see here.
Yes.
It's like a bit of a brighter green instead of.
There you go.
Yeah, typically at the there will be a grind spot available for us in a little while once we get to Ocean Palace. For a team like this, I might try to get a little higher, up to like 30 in that grind spot. Whereas if I had a team that was a little bit more nuclear, I'd probably be fine with like 27. But the fragility is a big one, and this team can take a few hits. So you're not in as much of a risk. How do you feel, Betsy?
That is very true, all of that. I think that, levels in go mode, I'm usually not scared to go into the first part of go mode at basically any level. The first segment being the Magus' castle, the Tyranno lair. As long as my party has a good damage output. For the final boss, you definitely have to be thinking a little more about things like your level and your gear. You need to be outputting damage faster than them in most cases. You need your numbers to be. Oops.
My mom got in my way. Can I run from this one?
No.
I can't remember.
Maybe? I don't remember. Looks like probably,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Don't usually do that.
My Ocean Palace rule is that, like, if my damage output is good and my gear is good, then I can leave the grind spot when everyone's at level 26, and that's as low as I can go. But again, everything else does have to be in good shape, like output. And if I don't have the gear or I don't have the damage, then I gotta spend more time at the grind spot too, definitely.
And it would be different if we were doing, say, the Black Omen, because the final boss isn't quite as spicy there.
Yeah, it's true. You don't need to be as high a level, you just need to be able to out-damage Queen Seal, basically.
Hopefully this does enough. Not do enough.
Excellent.
Okay.
So as far as offense goes, are there really any reasonable dual techs between Frog and Robo?
Oh goodness, certainly nothing that immediately springs to mind. Frog and Robo are a tricky combo.
Yeah, I think it's just Bubble Snap, really, and then the other one is a full party heal. That's like.
That's right, and then they have Blade Toss.
But they each have their own full party heal.
Right. So,
which is usually enough.
Right. Oh, jeez, I should have done that differently. I got distracted. Yeah, it's a full HP heal, which is like not that big of a deal. I really
usually for Lavos, you like having two people acting for damage and one person being the dedicated assist. I think most of the power tabs went on to Robo.
Yeah,
he's got the Robo ribbon. He's very fast. So that Uzi Punch is going to do a lot. I mean, between Uzi Punch and Black Hole from Mages, that's going to be like about 3,000 damage a turn, which is, for me at least, the comfort zone.
Can I use Dark on these Jin guys? I can't remember.
No, only fire, actually.
It's just fire.
Unless you've got Black Hole, but...
Yeah, I don't got it yet. I'm gonna do this instead. Just fire. I couldn't remember if Shadow was that case, too.
Yeah. Nice cleanup of the enemies. These fights are runnable, but the yields are pretty decent.
Yeah.
So, if you feel a little underpowered, taking them is not a problem. Ozzy is now in a jam.
He is indeed. He's got a lot of tricks, but I'm not gonna fall for him.
Mm-hmm. Now bear with us as the game gets a little Looney Tunes for the next couple of minutes.
Some cool skips here, like waiting.
Yes. Generally, to be engaged in battle, you need to be moving, not the enemy. I mean, they can be, but it doesn't matter.
That looked like some weird
dodged
movement.
all of the
Yep. Wow.
all the pitfalls there.
Re-entering the room, perfect. So Leon's just reset the room when he came in here first real quick, because I assume the first bird skip, like the one we're getting by now, is actually pretty tight on timing. And if you go back one room real fast, you can reset it so that you know you're running at the pace you want to be when you enter the room.
Yeah, and all of the fights in the Donkey Kong room take a while, even if they're not very threatening. So it's really nice to just avoid them entirely.
Absolutely.
Definitely worth popping in and out of the room just to make sure it happens.
Mm-hmm. Now that's the fight. This is one of my favorite little bits of trivia. That fight, only water will clear everything. All the other elements will only clear half of them.
Not gonna get stuff. That's okay.
Yeah, I knew the Outlaws were no light or fire. Do the other two have a restriction as well?
Yeah, I think you can't use shadow on them. I just remember that water is the one.
Oh. Dumb. I was off by like, what, 29 HP?
Yeah, unfortunately, the dice didn't agree with that.
That's okay. Cure Wave, that's what it was. I could have ran from that one, but I'm trying to see if I can... I'm trying to math out if I can get Black Hole in my hand. I don't know if I can. But it's not going to matter for... I should have done this differently too. I think I should have given him an ether. Because that's not going to quite get it. Oh, it did! Look at that. Perfect.
Perfect.
Calculated.
And you can see how important it is to have screen clearing magic in this game.
Mm-hmm.
At any fight that you have to do one enemy at a time, just exponentially increases how much time you're going to take in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Blackmail. So, do you think it's worth getting Black Hole?
Gosh.
For the Magus fight?
It would be really good, but that's a lot of TP. Gosh.
I don't remember. Oh, I missed that. I got it. Okay. I don't remember how much exactly all of those give off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I think you should be okay. And remind me, does the Leon do the same thing as the Masamune for this fight?
It does. It will cut our enemy Magus's magic defense in half.
Yeah, explain that a little bit for the audience, how having Frog with a cool sword can help against the Magus fight.
You want to take this one or me?
I'll let you take it because you kind of already started.
Okay, so the Magus fight, which comes after this fight, which is part of, again, the Looney Tunes segment, is a sort of dangerous, it's a very, end of disc 1 fight if this game was on discs. And what Magus will do is change his quote-unquote barrier so that only one element can hurt him. He can also always be hurt by physical damage, but generally any hit will trigger a counterattack. He changes his barrier. So when you're fighting him, typically you have a strategy where you're either hitting him with Frog with either version of the Masamune to lower his magic defense and then using the correct element, or you're getting around it with a non-elemental spell like our modified Black Hole, actually, which is known to crash the game in vanilla. So we have it do non-elemental damage currently. Yeah, it's...
And it has to be like a vanilla hit with Frog. It can't be like a leap slash. That's how that works.
Yes, it has to be a basic auto attack.
Oh, and this could also not be Magus because we're playing a randomizer. It might be Magus,
yes.
But it's not Magus. So this will be a surprise.
Yes.
And in addition to having some fun animation quirks, it also changes the element of the ultimate attack.
Yes.
So in this case, it'll be, is it just flare?
Yeah.
It's just flare.
Which I don't have. I didn't equip red. Might be fine.
Well, we will do our best. This boss has 2 phases. It has the counterattack and barrier change phase that we talked about earlier. And then it has a phase where it raises its magic defense a little bit and then casts a big mega spell. And in vanilla, it would be Magus casting Dark Matter. But in this randomizer today, it's Luca, and she will hit us with Flare.
And 2 of my characters already have barrier up, so I'm just going to give 1 more Magus here.
Yes, that green glow indicates that the characters have higher than usual magic defense that will help against this heavily magical boss.
And he also has slightly randomized, or she, I guess in this case it's Luca, HP value.
Yes, she can have, oh gosh, I always forget, but I think it's between 11 and 14,000.
It's similar with the Tyranno fight, and that's 9 to 12,000.
Yes, Black Tyranno is maybe 8 to 13 or something, but yeah, close to that for sure. So this boss does do something when it hits half HP, so you can kind of measure from there, which is she in this case will stop counterattacking if you watch for it, and then go into phase 2.
I don't have any fire.
No, very unfortunate. We're hoping for Shadow.
Shadow would be nice. Yeah, okay. Did that a little out of order, but that's okay.
Yeah. Today it's just about water.
Which Robo is fine with.
Yeah, Robo's good with, and you
For
can
some
just
reason.
be my heal bot, and it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious what does more between when we're weak to magic or when we're weak to water. What does more between Frog using water too, or Frog hitting,
Yeah.
and Magus using water? Because the multiplier is higher for Frog, but
It is.
Magus has higher magic.
Yeah, it would be the most damage but slowest. Okay, we are into phase 2. So for earlier, it would be the most damage but slower to have Frog both attack and then use water too. Now, though, she is into phase 2. The elemental barriers are gone. She's preparing to use her ultimate attack, and we can also unload everything we've got, hopefully in order to prevent her using it. But if she does, everyone's got barrier on, and that will reduce magical damage by, I think, 33% or so.
Yeah, 1/3. And after a long castle where we weren't allowed to use dark matter, we can finally use it.
Huzzah!
Beautiful. Oh. She's dropped appropriately a Tabin suit,
Yep.
and we're not allowed to use our Luca, but that is a lovely piece of equipment for her. Extra speed and magic defense. It's basically a Robo's ribbon for Luca, except without the extra stuff from Jets of Time, like the damage boost.
And the suit gives +3 speed. The vest gives +2, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you get this submitted to Games Done Quick, and you get to play in the audience, just give a bunch of money to Luca. That's what we want. Because we all like Luca.
If you want to see things get burned,
Yeah.
you should definitely vote for Luca.
Or we could try our luck and try and do Team Omega Flare.
That would be real fun. What does
That's
that mean,
true.
Cerise? What is that about?
So Omega Flare is the triple tech of Magus, Luca, and Robo. It does require the blue rock, which can be a little bit hard to find. All of the rock locations are vanilla, but they're shuffled among each other. So Danadero has a rock. There's actually a rock in this building here. There's a rock in Prehistory. There's a rock in Giant's Claw. And then there's one in Black Omen, which is right near the end, which is usually where you find the one that you wanted an hour ago.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, but it's nice when it all comes together. And there are a few other rock triple techs that are fun, but blue rock I think ends up being the best multiplier of all of them.
All right, so Leon's checking the shops here in Zeal, which is a thing a lot of players will choose to do. This is a high-tier shop. It can roll some of the best items. In this case, we've got Prism Helms, which have very good defense, especially against magic, and also protect from all status effects, which is important when you're fighting Lavos.
There.
Yeah, we can buy amulets here to protect against status, but they do take the accessory slot, which we have taken on both Frog and Robo already. So having another equipment slot to help with those is really handy.
Yeah, and the Vigil Hat did the same thing, but I think a Prism Helm is typically a little bit better.
It is, yeah.
But,
I could have bought another one, I guess. I probably overdid it on the elixirs. I just got a little trigger happy.
I think
it's fine.
Yeah, I think you're gonna be fine. I mean,
and Robo's the least likely to die anyway, so he's fine with the Vigil Hat.
Yeah.
It's a decent new shop. We didn't see any Omega elixirs, but we did see some elixirs, some high-level ethers, so that is a good place. That's another reason why it's a good place to go shopping. There's also two different new shops. The good one is the one you get to by facing south, talking to the counter that way. And the lesser one, it's not bad, it's medium, is when you're facing left. Ooh, okay, we have Dalton.
You have Dalton. Still don't have my good stuff. That's okay. So he counters everything I'm gonna do. I think Dark Matter's still probably worth doing.
Yeah, you should be okay.
And then he also has a phase. Yeah, he does like a weak attack, and then 3 strong attacks. You guys talk about it, like, right?
The strong attacks are very strong. So he'll go from doing like 30 damage to suddenly doing 500 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And you either have to race to beat him there or plan on reviving through it. Because he's also very fast, too. He counters physical attacks with Iron Orb, which just reduces your HP by half. But he'll counter magic with opposite elemental moves.
Yep.
You can kind of game it a bit if you had, say, lightning, like white vests on everyone, and then just use dark matter.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try and just go fast and see if it works out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, we're good. But Dalton is a notorious boss for this randomizer because he does hit you pretty relentlessly, and he is very fast, and sometimes the strategy you use on him is very party dependent because, you just do what you need to do, but it gets very different. You're not just wailing on him for the most part.
Yeah, that looked like not that hard, but that can be a big pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, the scaling there isn't too bad. Although we do have a double boss fight coming up,
We do.
and that can be a repeat boss, so there is potential for a double Dalton plus.
Yes. The spot occupied by the Golem twins usually is randomized, so we can see a lot of different bosses there.
And funny enough, it being vanilla, the Golem twins is actually one of the worst possible options. So it's very nice that it gets shuffled.
Back
Yeah,
in
it's
the
true.
olden days, right, Betsy? Isn't that what it always was?
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of things, it was we didn't use boss rando all the time at first, and they were quite the problem sometimes. I mean, I remember when I was new, that was absolutely part of why I was like, well, Omen Go mode. I mean, I know mutants are hard, but like, you know what you need to defeat a mutant.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. You know what? Fine. What's my as seriously? What is my consolation prize for killing these things?
Oh, those prism specs are gonna look really nice on someone.
Probably on mages.
I hate to say it, but I think one of the ideal strategies for this team in the final Lavos fight is for Frog to go down. Because Black Hole has the Doom effect, so it'll do more damage if a party member is down.
It does, yeah.
I would switch
So
Magus to
Frog being
third.
down and yeah. If you had Frog down, Uzi Punch and Black Hole would probably be doing close to 4k a turn, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
You're assuming I'm gonna get Uzi Punch here. Let's check. Okay, that's not bad. I might just... How am I? 28? Gosh, I might just go.
How many was it? 94. Yeah, you'll get that.
Yeah,
before,
202.
like,
yeah, I think I'm just gonna go. I think I'm okay. This is a traditional grind spot if you get here earlier in a seed, this particular spot. There are some others, but this is a pretty famous one.
This is the best grind spot in the game based on total yields of experience and tech points.
These give 80,
that said,
I think,
you know.
right?
Yeah, 2680.
Speed tabs, though?
Speed tabs.
We're gonna do this a couple more. One or two more times.
Alright,
One or two more
so
times.
we're going for the speed tabs and the grind spots. Sometimes this happens. They're dropping something really good and you just want to stay. But, yeah, this fight has the best yields. If you've come to Ocean Palace, though, and you don't have the magic needed to wipe this fight, because those wizards, the mages, the guys on the left and right, can be a bit defensive to magic. So, like, you know, even a fire 2 from Luca is usually not enough. You need, like, the top tier spells often to nail them, unless you have prism specs or something, of course. But, so there's fights in this room. The fight in the bottom of the room is like for the yellow guys. And if you don't have the power to fight the mages and get them in one hit, you can do the yellow guys instead.
Okay, I could max everyone, but I think I'm gonna get everyone at 15 by the time I go down now. So I think that feels fine.
Yeah, you'll encounter some of those again. Especially depending on which ones are the ones actually dropping the speed tabs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't tell which one was which at that point.
We are also coming up on the elevator fight, which I'm not sure if we've touched on it yet. But
yeah.
It's a series of fights. Most of them aren't bad, but the final one is against 6 of the elemental scouts, which can only be damaged by either physical attacks or their opposite element. Their identical element. And if you hit them with an element that is not their identical element, they do a very big counter. So things like, you know, Fire 2, Ice 2, Lightning 2 will kill 2 of them and then trigger about 4 very heavy hitting, very time consuming auto attacks. So there's a couple ways to deal with it. You can use Frog Squash. With this party, you can use Frog Squash, which does non-elemental damage based on how much HP Frog is missing. So Leon's setting that up right now by intentionally taking damage.
You did pick up a gold earring earlier, though.
I was thinking about that, yeah.
So
let's do it. Why not? That should be enough.
Just for the elevator.
Yeah.
That's way more than enough, of course, but like, yeah, at this point you could. If you end up having to heal him a little bit, you'll be fine too.
Yeah.
With this party, you could also knock out 4 of them with Black Hole, and then the remaining 2 are more reasonable. Ayla has a similar tech to Frog Squash, which is Dino Tail. I think the fastest is probably Falcon Hit on Ayla and Chrono.
Yeah.
Just don't try to Hypno Wave them. Speaking from experience, it does not help.
They don't like that. Don't do it.
Also, don't shelter at the save spot if you're gonna make Ayla or Frog go down low on HP.
Oh, don't shelter, don't shelter. Oh, got a ping. There we go. Cool. Just some MP recovery.
I'm gonna do actually the rest of these speed tabs because he's at 12, 13, 12, 13, 14. 14 too, I think. I thought I was gonna get another one. It's not.
Maybe
was it from these mages?
You know what? That's a good call. Maybe it is from these mages. Where is it?
There we go.
Because I was gonna run from this fight, and I was like, well...
You can run from this fight, but also it's a good one to test your damage on before you have to actually get on the elevator and waste a bunch of time, potentially, before getting blown back up by scouts again. So
one more, I think. Yeah, I want to be at 60 for that to do it 3 times, I think. You guys talk about menu cursor memory. You know what I mean? For like text and menuing and stuff.
Yeah. So if you have your cursor set to memory, like in a lot of RPGs, and in this case we're talking the battle cursor specifically, the battle cursor will remember what a character last did and be set on that, like the combo and tech menus here on Robo and Megas showing that they last used that menu. That can help save some time. You can set a character's cursor ahead of time with a tech that won't go off that fight. And
this is that infamous Scouter fight right here.
Yes, this is the infamous Scouter fight. They have 200 HP. They have really high defense, so it's a little hard to calculate without being there. But we got through it totally fine.
I got more speed tabs.
And that menu memory, that combined with good speed management is what lets you get through fights so quickly. When you know that you can just mash to get the attack that you need off.
Or even just enter a menu, because we typically play in wait mode. So once you have entered like a bigger menu, then time freezes and you don't have to worry about getting hit.
And those were 2 very annoying to pull off skips.
They're tough
so
ones.
Very, yeah. I think the hardest thing about them is describing how to do it. It's because it feels kind of like when you're trying to walk by someone in a hallway and you're kind of like slowing down and like angling yourself to the side.
There are several things for that skip that happen in sequence very quickly, and it takes a while to get the feel for that. Because when we say very quickly, we mean like in a matter of frames, not even seconds. So I think that's part of why it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
As the resident Midwesterner Minnesotan, just the phrase we would use for that would be "OPE," O-P-E. When you run into someone or kind of open the door and say "OPE." It just comes out instinctively.
All right, double slash.
Let's see.
Are they both in black hole range? They do have a tendency to veer off to the right.
I think they might be. Yep.
Sure are.
So black hole, yeah, black hole is not as strong as dark matter, but it doesn't cost as much, so that's helpful.
And it's oh no, never mind. I was gonna say it ignores defense, but no, it just ignores element specific defense. But these just have high magic defense.
Yeah, it might be ignoring magic defense. I'm not sure. I don't remember, unfortunately. Let's see.
And this is that move that'll end up doing more damage if you have a party member down.
Yes.
It's also a very good move, and why we have Magis in this spot is because in the final fight of Lavos, there's a certain part of the fight where you can't really hit the left bit without getting a huge counter on you. So rather than using dark matter, which would inevitably hit it, you can just use black hole.
Absolutely.
I'd probably be fine, but I want Magus to get some of this experience points. I think it'll help.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully he levels up one more time.
Yes, this fight, as we're going to see hopefully soon, is going to have really big yields. It's the last fight before the final boss. It's very important.
And there's the power of that Uzi punch that we've been waiting on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2k for a single tech is really not bad.
Yeah.
The sweet spot for me with like a dual tech or something is I want to be doing at least 3k a turn. And Leon will definitely be hitting that just with a combination of Uzi punch and there's another prism helm.
Okay, I guess
just
it's in a row.
Uzi punch and black hole.
Alright, final boss gauntlet coming up.
Yep, here we go. That is the second to last save point.
This seed gave me a little bit of the runaround trying to find the right characters and then getting Magus go mode. But that's
it was
random.
literally tied to it. But, yep.
That's a randomizer. That's great. Okay, so we got 3 bosses left. The Lavoses. We've got the shell outer, we've got kind of the inner, and then the true final core at the end with the secret final core on the right side. So you guys, while I'm doing this, talk maybe a little bit about the patterns of how these fights work.
Yeah, well, sorry, go ahead.
I'll start with Lavos 1 because it's the easiest to explain. Lavos 1 has a very set attack pattern, which is a big AoE hit on everyone, and then an AoE status effect, which we're protected from because of the Prism Helms, and then another even bigger AoE hit, and then it repeats.
Yep, that's all.
What's nice there is that collective turn did above 5,000 damage, so if I just do the exact same thing again, I'm going to be pretty dang close to taking him out, and the extra damage there between Dark Matter and Leap Slash might just be enough, because he's at 12,000. Gonna be off just a hair.
Now, if we didn't have the Prism Helms,
there it is.
There you go, though.
That was
the obstacle that we didn't even get to see is the same element that Obstacle would cast in, or the same status that Obstacle would cast in the next Lavos fight. So it can be good to get a preview of exactly what it is. In this case, we don't need to worry too much with all those helms.
Yeah,
we are going to be protected. Here is the last final save point.
Now, Batsy, would you like to do the honors of describing the next fight?
Yeah, I'll talk about Lavos 2. So the second form, known as Lavos 2 or Inner Lavos, is Probably about as hard hitting as the outer shell, but now we're adding in some trickiness. We've got the head and body as the main part, and we've got the 2 arms, and those are also independent parts of this boss. It's gonna open with a bunch of damage from these laser beams. Nothing you can do about it, but this is a very robust party. And that is typically followed very quickly by each arm launching blades at one character that do a lot of physical damage. This is a really fast party, so I think that we're hoping... Oh, Frog, no! We're hoping
This might still get
it. Yeah, we are hoping to end one of the arms. Okay. Yeah, that one only has 4,000 HP. And if you can get the arms fast enough, the other one won't do the blade because it will change its script to the single arm script. But that's okay because nobody died from that blade.
If you heard me mention bananas over an hour ago, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, those are Lavos' bananas.
Yeah. The single arm script can be pretty nasty because it can actually strip your status protection away. Yes. And I don't believe that stripping goes away even after if you die and then get revived.
I don't think it does. It does refresh at least between the battle phases. Alright, and now that the arms are down, the body wakes up, which it will also do if you don't take out the arms fast enough, but we are a very fast, powerful party. Now it's a race to do the 10,000 damage to Inner Lavos before it uses its main attack, Shadow Doomblaze, which again, I don't think is gonna hurt this party terribly, but it will be faster to kill it before it goes off anyway.
It always feels good when you have a team of everyone's at 15 or max speed, like, because we've all done this fight before where you have like a party of a team of like 11 speed or something, and it just feels real bad.
Yeah, it can be much harder, but you're good. Okay, so coming up here is a really critical trick, I think in vanilla runs as well, that I think is usually just called the menu glitch, but as the screen fades to black to transition into the next fight, there's going to be a moment where we're technically in the, wandering the field mode and we can open the menu. And Leon is going to do this here. I'm going to shut up.
Dang. It's like I waited a little bit longer than I'm used to. Shoot.
Oops.
I'm usually pretty good at that.
All right.
Oh, well, that's fine. It's fine. We're just gonna do this.
You need MP.
Yeah. It's gonna be fine.
But your HP is okay because Lavos 2 didn't pummel you too hard.
And you can hedge your bets a bit when you're doing when you're clearing up the end of Lavos 2. But now we're on to Lavos 3.
Yes. Want to talk about Lavos 3?
Yeah, so we've got these 3 bits here. Despite appearances, the one that we need to take down to win the fight is the right bit. That has 20,000 HP, and right now essentially can't be damaged. So what you need to do is you need to kill either the left bit or the middle bit, and then that will lower the defense on the right bit. It's easier to kill the left bit than to kill the center bit, but the center bit is more threatening. And will change the background to match different time periods, and different time periods have different effects that can happen. So prehistory is a giant AoE physical attack. If it goes in the other direction, you have to deal with a party-wide status effect.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to counter that. It's okay. Oh, just barely.
Oh, just
enough,
but
that's okay.
Luckily, even though Magus went down, we've got the advantage now.
You can actually take advantage of that counter to kill somebody to get more use out of like a Doom effect.
That is true.
Man, I was...
Alright, I think sometimes the way it things work out. This doesn't tell you if the defense goes down.
Yeah, I was waiting for a second. I was like, was it there? I guess I just waited a sec too long.
Every now and then, there's some sort of weird cycle skip, and I think we just saw it.
I guess I should have just assumed and gone for it.
I know.
It's tricky because if you do it before the text comes up, then you're going to be doing like 30 damage instead of 1300. But the key with this fight and with Lavos 2 is always I think the hardest part is always the first minute of the fight. And then once you get control, you're in pretty good shape. And that's part of why speed is so important.
I completely agree.
I did that wrong again. I was trying to weight the timing on it differently. Maybe he'll live this time. Nope.
Not quite.
Just barely off. That's fine. I wanted Frog to be the one who was taking that hit so that Magus could do his black hole strats, but... It's alright.
Yeah.
And it's pretty clinical at this point.
Yeah. We're fine. A little bit under... Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna do this.
We'll note that the spot that Magus is in, third position, means that the right bit gets hit by black hole, and so does the center bit. Can be pretty useful sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that way you can use dark matter when everything is alive, and then switch to black hole when you have to start avoiding hitting the left bit.
Yes, 'cause the left bit will counterattack anything when the center bit is gone.
Yeah. And as we've seen here, it can also happen when
GG.
Oh, GG.
That's it. We broke
All
that.
right.
We broke that 220, or that 230, which is kind of what I was thinking for the submitting for the run anyway. Let's see, it's about a 230. So knowing that
That's usually pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it's a randomizer. Sometimes things go up and sometimes things go down with, you know, who you have to find and where the key items are. So it worked out.
For sure. GG's again. Good job at clearing that with, you know, kind of a difficult party. Not a lot of super powerful multi-techs. Usually
Yeah, no dual techs for that team.
Unfortunately. But we made it happen.
We did. Cool. And again, if the stars align, it's something that people want to see more of, and it gets out there. My goal with I've been playing Chrono Trigger like for over 25 years now, but I just started playing the randomizer less than a year ago. And my goal when I even found out that this existed was just I want more people to know about the Chrono Trigger randomizer because I think it's just such a cool thing. I truly think it's one of the greatest games ever made, and the randomizer is so fun. So getting into more stages, more events, more you know, marathons and things is the only thing I've ever wanted. So thank you to both for helping so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if we get this...
if anyone... Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, if we see it again, the game will be different, right? Different team, different dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
I just wanted to add that if anyone watching wants to learn how to play, you should go to www.ctjot.com, and that'll have links to the randomizer, our Discord, everything you need is on that URL.
Yep, and for anyone who might be watching this later, the Gato Cup that we're currently about to start might have started by now, but there will be another one. So a great way to learn the game again. And to get paired up with a mentor, like, you know, it's like you get to learn the game and you get to learn it with someone else who knows the game well, and then like do a little mini kind of bracketed tournament afterwards. So I just think it's such a cool thing. And a lot of the Final Fantasy randomizer communities do the same thing. So shout outs to them as well.
Yeah. No, our graduates have been performing pretty well in events, so it's exciting.
Although, to be fair, the winner of the Gato Cup did lose the very first round of the tournament, but the other people, the other finalists from Gato Cup, made it pretty far.
I mean, you know, tournaments happen, especially a single elimination.
True, single elimination.
Just, you know, we were against a strong opponent. That's all.
And if you ever happen to win a tournament, your name gets to be put up at the back of the dome in the future, which is kind of cool. You saw for about a half a second on screen. So
yes.
It's cool.
The fall tournament.
Yeah.
So join us. We have a lot of fun.
We do. We really do. So thanks again for helping. Any other last shout outs, I think, before we close it off?
I mean, just shout outs to everyone else in the Jets community. Shout outs to everyone who came by and said hi in the emote chat. We appreciate you so much.
So, you got anything else?
Shout outs to Akira Toriyama for the character design that is shining through so well in this.
Yeah. And Mitsuda, who's still doing music for games. And a bunch of other good people. Some of the best. It takes a hot second here to get to the great end credits music. So. Yeah. I think that's probably it. Thanks again for my commentators and for everyone truly in the Chrono Trigger randomizer community for Jets of Time. It's a really fun community. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of great races and just a lot of great ways to learn. The wiki, like we already mentioned, has a lot of great info. Yeah, shout outs to Games Done Quick for always putting on amazing events. Super well organized, raising a bunch of really good money for really good charities. Love what you guys have been doing for I've been watching for almost a decade and a half now, which is crazy to think about. Excited for it to become back to Minnesota. Minnesota strong. Love everybody here. And yeah, I think that's probably it for me.
And perhaps it is time to say goodnight.
All right. I will stop the stream. Thanks again. I'll stop recording anyway. Everyone have a good night. Bye.
Good night, everybody.